Yeah, when I had a small account, I risked more on my account, and I had fewer positions. When it's too late, 1 times average daily range. Try to keep your stops to 1/3 or a half of average daily range. Try to avoid, you know, like something like, what were we talking about? What was the stock? Pola? No, Rad? What was stock? I don't remember. Well, anyway, like look at something like this Rad, okay? The average daily range is 9.2. It's up 8.6% on a day. Like, you know, try to have a stop that is, you know, around, you know, a third or half of the average daily range, or the average 2 range. Right now it's at like what, 90% of the average daily range. It's, you know, I usually try to avoid buy breakouts that have gone up that much. You always want to, you know, have a tight stop. Not too tight, but you know, you gotta find the sweet spot. As soon as something is starting to break out, that's when you should get into it. When it comes back to its range, like if you really want to get in that one stock, that's one special stock, and you missed the initial breakout, yeah, you can buy it on a dip. I do sometimes, but very rarely. What are my entry rules on breakouts that happen mid or late day? What do you mean? What's the difference of a breakout that happens later midday? It's the same thing. You buy it as it starts breaking out. There's nothing special about them. Just a breakout. The stocks don't know what time of the day it is. They don't have a concept. They don't understand the concept. Do I increase my risk? Are you talking about my stop loss percent, or are you talking my overall risk as percent of account? Two different things. But yes, I use wider percentage stops on higher ADR stocks, obviously. You have to. You can't use a 1% stop on a 15% ADR stock. Like, it's impossible. You're gonna get stopped out in one tick. Yes, exactly. Flipping, guys, if you're under the PDT rule, you should explore the option to open one of these offshore, like Bahamas-based brokers. I did that, and you know, if you want to be a trader, you do whatever it takes. There's no reason sitting there. If you have less than, say, 40,000 in your account, or less than 30,000, there's no reason to sit with a US broker. Unless like you do really few trades, but if you want to be an active trader or shorter term trader, like open one of these Bahamas-based accounts, run up your account to 40, at least 30,000, I would say, so you have a little bit of wiggle room. But I would say 40, and then you can open a US broker, or put your money back with your old broker. There's no reason to suffer. The options are there. I hear this Guy Gentile, or whatever his name is, as a new Bahamas-based broker. His old one was SureTrader. I'm not sure what happened, but they closed down. But he has a new one. I don't remember what its name is, but you do whatever you have to do. You don't know if you trust Guy Gentile? I don't either. He's a sketchy guy, but he's had these types of brokerages for a long time, and there's really no issues with them. Yeah, non-co trading was epic. As a swing trader, yeah, PDT is not. If you're like very inactive, if you don't make a lot of trades, PDT is never a problem. You lost a lot of money on those offshore accounts. Why? Did you get scammed? Did they take your money? Nonco? Their business model was genius. I gotta give it to them. That was a genius business model. Oh man. David asked if I was naked. No, no, I wasn't naked. Yeah, naked is a good setup. I like how it's relentlessly building higher lows and it's really tight and surfing the 10-day and now it's breaking the range. I think it's a pretty decent setup. Alibaba is setting up. Yeah, ADR 2.5. You should probably never look at it again in your life though. But yeah, for big traders, yeah, absolutely, it's an option. SFIX. It's okay. I would like it to tighten a bit more maybe. How many shares do you buy in a regular position? Is that really the way you want to frame the question? Isn't it better to ask about how big my dollar positions are? Because, you know, the shares vary, obviously, a lot versus, you know, something like MSTR, which is $1,000 stock, versus something like LAC, which is a $20 stock. JKS, yeah, I think it looks good. It's still inside of the range. Well, I usually, most of my positions are like 10 to 20% of my account size. So whatever my account is at the moment, you know, 10 to 20% usually. Sometimes less, sometimes it can be 5% and sometimes even less, but I try to get away from the like tiny positions. No, I've given up on the SPAC game. There's too many, and honestly, most of them are just way too illiquid for me to trade anyway. There's like maybe 5 SPACs I could trade. They're just too illiquid, all of them. Okay, maybe not 5. There's maybe 10 SPACs I can trade. Why is space in this? Oh yeah, it was a SPAC. It's yeah, okay, yeah. This was the one. This is the one that sparked the SPAC mania. Space like a year and 2 months ago or so. This is the one. This is the OG. So these are like these maybe down to here. Yeah, there's maybe 6 or 7 SPACs I can trade. The rest of them are just too illiquid. So I've given up on keeping track of them, except for the liquid ones. Those lines are usually where I have my alerts. If you mean like these trend lines, I usually have alerts there. Or you mean like this when I track the daily? Yeah, I usually track, you know, put a line. Because I usually go back a month later and look at what happened with the stock. So right now looks like the dip buyers are still, yeah, they're still there. Okay, that's good. That's good. Brad was a good setup. Pola, yeah, wow, a lot of volume. Yeah, I would have preferred more tightness coming into today, but yeah, I guess it could work, especially with this type of volume. But it's too late now. It's already gone. This thing is already gone.